Once again, Sony, I have to make a video like this. I don't normally make videos like this. I do gameplay discussions sometimes. I did a lot back in my channel, but this is another thing that I can't just let Sony just get away with and sweep it under the rug as a consumer of PlayStation, which they are quickly making me start to question why I even am a consumer of PlayStation at this point. It's not bad enough that the PS5 Pro last week flopped majorly with the consumer base. A lot of people didn't like the price point. A lot of people didn't like what Sony's trying to do, trying to milk its consumers for all it's worth. And now they don't seem to be like quite understanding that backlash, because it was just recently leaked out that Horizon Zero Dawn is getting a remaster for the PS5. And that was confirmed by the ESRB rating. And I have the article up right here. It says, this is an actual role-playing game in which player assumes the role of a hunter. We know that is Aloy. Surviving through a post-apocalyptic world. Player guides Aloy as you learn to hunt robotic creatures, animals in the wild. Aloy uses arrows, spears, and explosive traps to injure and kill machines, balls, and occasionally human enemies. It sounds a lot like Horizon Zero Dawn PS5 remake. Yeah, I would agree with that. Like, from what this ESRB thing states, it seems like Zero Dawn's getting a remaster, which no one asked for. And two, they released a patch for Horizon Zero Dawn that lets it run at 60 FPS on the PS5 now. Oh, excuse me. It lets it run 60 FPS on the PS5. And you can pick up the collector's edition of Horizon Zero Dawn for like $20-$30. I got my copy on a Black Friday sale years ago for like $15. $15. And then trying to now sell you this game that came out in 2017 again for $70. Because that is the price point now for Sony games, is $70. Like, where are the games for the PS5? I see a lot of remakes and remasters. The Last of Us Part 1 got a remaster for the third time. Ghost of Tsushima got a director's cut, which I did happen to double dip because I do like Ghost of Tsushima, but it still stands to reason that it got a remaster basically on the PS5. The Last of Us Part 2 got a remaster on the PS5. We have a ton of other games that got like PS5 upgrades that you had to pay for. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, the original Spider-Man got a remake. A lot of other games had PS5 versions. Sony, where are the exclusives for the PlayStation 5? Where are the games that make me look at my system and think, you know what? I spent a lot of money on this system, and I'm glad I did because it has a lot of good games. I'm not seeing the games. So far, from what I'm seeing in the community, all the PS5 is a remaster machine. We have what? Rise of the Ronin, I think, was a PS5 exclusive game. Spider-Man 2 was a PS5 exclusive, I guess. I can't really think of anything else. Oh, Astrobot and Astro's Playroom were PS5 games. Was Helldivers? I think Helldivers 2 was a PS5 exclusive, but I'm not positive on that. And I'm not sure if the recently flopped Concord was a PS5 exclusive, but we all know that flopped anyways. Like, I don't understand what's going on with you, Sony. You're not listening to the fan base. And it's starting to show. You're at the top of your game. You're riding high from the PS4. We've seen this with the PS3. You were high off the horse and you didn't listen to fan base and it bit you in the ass. And it's going to be biting you in the ass again. I'm starting to question why I even have a console. Why I just don't sink any money you can sink into a console into a decent PC to run these games. I bought a PlayStation 5 for the exclusives. Not to play remastered of games that don't need it. Why are we remastering Horizon Zero Dawn when we could be remastering Red Dead Redemption 2 that needs a 60 FPS patch? What about Bloodborne? Why doesn't that have a 60 FPS patch? I could think of tons of PS4 games that run at 30 FPS that would more than qualify for a 60 FPS remake, remaster, texture upgrade? Why aren't you pulling from the PS2 library and other IPs? Why not remake the Uncharted games 1, 2, and 3? Why not remaster all of those to make them look as good as Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy? Why don't you remake some Ratchet and Clank games? Why don't you remaster, a whole bunch of other IPs that you're holding on to, that you show an Astrobot as, stuff you can rescue? We have all these IPs that you show of your history, and you're not utilizing any of them. You just keep laying people off. You just keep closing down studios. You just keep upping prices on everything. I don't know what this Horizon Zero Dawn remaster, I don't know who it's for, who it belongs to, why we really need something like this, and no one really wanted this / asked for it. Why would I pick up a $70 remaster when I could pick up the complete edition with the DLC for $20, $15, maybe $30? And we don't even know if this remaster is coming with all the DLC. So you gotta have the possibility of tacking on an additional cost for the PS5 version of Horizon Zero Dawn, and then the DLC on top of it if it doesn't come with it. So you're buying, for the people that bought Horizon Zero Dawn and the DLC originally before the remaster came out, before the, not remaster, the collector's edition came out, you're now having to buy possibly both of those separately again. You're double dipping on a game. People that bought The Last of Us Part 1 remake, you triple dipped if you bought it for the PS3, then the PS4, and now for the PS5. Spider-Man, that remaster, you could only get if you bought the digital version of Miles Morales, which you had to, pay, what was it? Was it $90 back then for that? I'm going to look this up really quick. Give me 1 second, but I'm pretty sure it was $90. Okay, let me look this up. Yeah, it was $70. Okay. Yeah, Ultimate Edition. Here we go. Yep. Okay, so it was $70. I thought it was more. Okay, so for Spider-Man Miles Morales and the remaster Spider-Man 1, you had to pay $70 for a game that came out in 2018, and then a new game that cost $50 at launch if you bought the PS4 version. Sony. I am very, very confused on what's going on here. And this is just, for me, I have grown up with consoles. I never had a powerful PC. I never had the money to build one. So I always leaned on consoles for my gaming experience. Consoles are easier to set up. You plug them in and you play. You don't have to configure. You don't have to mess with settings for each individual game. You can just pop a disc in, download a, 100 gigabyte patch for a couple hours, but you could play the game. You may spend an entire day or a week configuring settings to get any game running on Steam perfectly to how you want it, but that's a one-time thing that you have to do on Steam, and it's always there. I'm starting to regret owning a PS5. I'm starting to feel very disappointed in Sony running how Sony's running things. And I'm just disappointed with the library of the PS5 overall. We need games. We need classic games. We need something new. The fan base is tired of remastered. The fan base is tired of the remakes of the games we've played hundreds of times. And you're only doing this because the game, looks prettier? The game, Horizon Zero Dawn already looks amazing. as it is for the PS4 version and PS5 anyways. Sony, there's only so far you could push graphics before the gameplay starts to be the thing that matters. We don't care about how a game looks nowadays because the games look great. We care about gameplay. We don't care about this fluff. These 80-hour RPG open world crafting simulators that you keep making. You dominate it with a PS4 because you made story-based single-player games. You made amazing story-based single-player games for the PS4. They were heartfelt. They tugged on the heartstrings. They were emotional. The mocap was really good. The voice acting was really good. The scenes looked really good. The games, well, not all of them looked amazing. For the PS4, a lot of them looked really, really good. But it was the gameplay. You were always innovating. You were always doing something new. We had the God of War reboot, which changed out from the hack and slash to over-the-shoulder camera. You know, we had Horizon Zero Dawn. That, you know, completely changed the open world genre for the better with a gripping story, new fun gameplay mechanics. We had The Last of Us Part 2, which evolved The Last of Us Part 1's gameplay and gun shooting mechanics and everything. We had so many RPG games on the PS4 that innovated. And now it just seems like, well, you guys don't want to do that anymore, and you just want to keep rehashing the same thing over and over and over and over again, and just keep selling us the same product over and over and over and over again because your subscription-based game that was conquered flopped. And that's all gaming's becoming now, is a subscription-based service. That's why Xbox is failing. That's why Sony's starting to fail. Funnily enough, Nintendo. A lot of us rag on Nintendo for a lot of things. But I tell you what, Nintendo is still pumping out amazing, new, innovative games on top of the remasters that we're getting. Yeah, we got the remasters like Paper Mario, 1,000 Years Old, Super Mario RPG. But now we got Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, which completely changes the formula of Zelda again, coming out in a few weeks. So, like, Nintendo gets what the fans want. Us fanboys want fun games. Your games don't have to look the best. Nintendo's proven that time and time again. That's why the Switch is, well, like one of the best consoles they've ever sold. And it just keeps making money because they understand gameplay comes before anything else. Gameplay should be your number one priority. Is the game fun? Is the game worth my time playing? Or am I going to play a walking and talking simulator, which is what a lot of your games as of recently seem to be about. You have to go to said destination. You spend 15 to 20 minutes walking there with a companion talking. You do some light combat or something. You have an emotional cutscene, bam, right back into the open world and fluff. And it seems to be that's what every game seems to be now. We're tired of it. I would take a 10 to 15 hour game over an 80-hour RPG now because I just don't have the time to keep, one, purchasing these remasters, and two, replaying the same 80-hour game over and over and over and over again so you can point to, you know, your stockbrokers, hey, look, these people are playing this game for so long. You know, it must be a good game, and up goes your revenue. It shows, Sony, that you don't care about the consumer. You only care about the bottom line and how much you can fill your pockets. I am 110% against it. A lot of the community is 110% against it. If you don't start shaping up, a lot of us is just going to jump ship to PC, and that's just going to be the end of it. Sony, you need to really step back and think, what are we doing? What can we do to improve our system? We're halfway through the PS4's lifespan now, and there's no games for it. And I'm not one to just play like first-person shooters or like 80-hour RPGs or whatnot. I play a variety of games. I like open world games. I like action adventure games. I like third-person shooter games. I like RPGs. I like fun indie games. So I don't play just one genre of game. I experiment with a lot of games, and there's just not a lot of experimentation. A lot of the stuff I'm experimenting with are still PS4 games. Very rarely do I have something that's PS5 exclusive. As a fan, Sony, I'm disappointed. As part of this community, I'm disappointed. And I don't know how much more spending I can do within PlayStation until stuff starts to change around. Sony, you're not going to see this. I know you're not going to see this. But take into consideration what your fans are saying. And try, at the very least, to just do better. That's all we want. We just want fun games. If you guys like my take on what's recently going on in gaming and you want me to discuss other gameplay or gaming news or whatever, let me know down in the comments. This is kind of a new thing. I'm kind of getting into the swing of how stuff like this goes, but it's something new for me. Anyways, this has been UmbreonMoonlight. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day. And I hope you all are playing some amazing games out there, because there's a lot of really good games. Give one a try if you've never tried a different genre. You might be surprised with stuff. Anyways, I'm signing out for now. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you all in the next video. See you all later.